Yo boys, it's yo boy Tanomu, and before I start the video, if you could all leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it. Also, just click the links in the description and maybe go ahead and follow those. Also, spoiler warning, there will be some SAO spoilers ahead, so beware. Okay, anyways though, on to the video. I rewatched SAO 7 years later. Now, just to clarify, I'm only watching the first season, and depending on how this video does, I may make a sequel rewatching Gunga Online 7 years later. Anyways though, recently I was just thinking about Sword Art Online and how much I just love the anime. That is genuine, and I do not hate Sword Art Online like half the anime community does. Like, for real, if you see my video called My Controversial Taste in Anime, which to be honest you probably haven't because it's like a year old now, but you would see that I rated Sword Art Online, well, pretty high. I actually gave it a 9. Yes, I know I have shit taste in anime alright, but I liked it. But then I realized I haven't even watched SAO since I was like 10 years old, meaning it's been about 7 years since I last watched SAO, and I just gave it a 9 on my mouth because I remembered really liking the anime, like really liking it. I damn near cried after I finished it because the post-anime depression just hit so hard. Now, there are many reasons why I probably liked SAO so much. First off, obviously I was 10 and I've watched a lot more anime since then, and I'd like to think my taste is mature, but it might not have. I guess we'll just have to find out in a little. Now, I also remember liking it because of my deep love for romance and anime, and that still lasts to this day, and Kirito and Asuna have an amazing relationship in the anime. I'm gonna spoil my thoughts a little bit here, but even still I think that Kirito and Asuna have a really good relationship that does a lot to actually carry the show for me. Okay, I want to go into the flaws that I noticed throughout the show before I go into my thoughts about what I liked about it. Now, I'm probably going to just be reiterating a shit ton of flaws you've probably heard about SAO already. So I'm gonna try and get through this as quick as possible because we've all heard what's wrong with SAO 1,000 times. Okay, number 1, the plot progresses way too fucking fast in this show. I think so many of the flaws in this show could have been fixed had they just taken their time with the plot and progressed it a little bit slower, but hell no, they like speedrun the fucking plot, and that leads to Kirito becoming way too fucking overpowered, way too fucking quick. They do so many large time skips, and Kirito just becomes an overpowered beast out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck? How did that happen? They don't show pretty much any of the grind, like, at all. And by the end of episode, I think like 16 or so, they have already beaten SAO. Like, whoa. Slow down. I think instead of going through this so quickly, they could have stretched Sword Art Online to be the full first season, and then they could have stretched the Alpine Online shit that happens episode 16 and up, and had done a whole nother season entirely with it. And they could have used those additional episodes to show Kirito's grind and to do a little bit more world building. But for me personally, it's not that I dislike Kirito being an overpowered protagonist. Rather, I just wish they would have taken their time to show us how he got so overpowered instead of just going, okay, time skip, Kirito is the strongest person in SAO now. Like, what the fuck, how did that just happen? But there is also a line to draw at being overpowered, and there are definitely some times where they just shit all over that line and just go fuck off for Kirito so they can progress the plot. Then there's also just weird small inconsistencies that I noticed. Like, at the beginning of the show when Klein gets hit by a fucking boar or whatever, he overreacts to the pain, which Kirito then points out and tells him he's a fucking bitch because he can't actually feel the pain. Then just a few episodes later, when that guy faces death on the balcony, Asuna gets mad at Kirito over something, and then she just squeezes his hand really hard, and then it cuts to the shot that emphasizes the pain, and you can hear Kirito scream. But like, why? Comedic effect, I guess, but that just makes no sense. I mean, there's just no way that hurt that bad, Kirito, come on. But that's pretty minor. It doesn't really deter from the anime, so I won't complain about it too much. Now, I can't think of any more of those little minor inconsistencies like that off the top of my head, but I definitely remember noticing a few small inconsistencies like that throughout the story, which just kind of confused me a little bit. The rules of this world just seem to bend a bit at times, but okay, whatever. Kirito is also like kind of retarded sometimes, but his retardation works out for him because plot progression. Like, this one time they literally just get done explaining how Asuna is at the top of the world tree, but he can't fly to the top of the world tree because there's a barrier there now, because some people were really close to making it to the top, and the game developers freaked out and put a barrier there. So it's impossible to actually get to the top. Then just a few moments later, they are walking through and Yui pops out and goes, "Mommy's above us." Like, yeah, we just went over this. Then Kirito freaks out for no fucking reason to try and fly up to get to her. Like, they didn't just explain exactly why you can't do this, and didn't they have to like jump on each other's shoulders to get that high or something? Like, how the fuck did he just get up there with no help? I don't even know, bruh. This is just some retarded shit. Then Asuna, who got out of her birdcage, there's a key card down there and they catch it, and the key card is used to progress the plot some more. So Kirito being retarded and doing all that shit which made no sense for him to do or even be able to do actually helps. It's just a brain fuck, and they really, and I mean really, focus on plot progression and just pulling any bullshit out of their ass to just progress the plot more. Okay, we could go on for a while pointing out flaws here and there throughout the story, because there's a lot, but we get the idea and we've heard all of this 1,000 times. So now I'm just gonna talk about things that I actually enjoy about the show. Number 1, Kirito is a fucking bitch magnet. Listen, man, this can be taken either way with a lot of people. You may actually hate this part of the show, but I like that he's a bitch magnet. It spices up the show a lot for me, and I thought the Suga thing was a little weird at first because, well, she's not actually his sister, she's still his cousin, but because of some cultural differences and shit, it's not actually that weird. So yeah, but generally, yeah, I like Kirito being a bitch magnet. A loyal one though, a very loyal bitch magnet, because Asuna is the one for him. Yes, sir. Okay, but seriously, the animation and fighting in this show is really good, and that's also due to the fact that Kirito is overpowered, which is why I said I don't mind the fact that Kirito is overpowered. More so, they should have just progressed the plot slower to develop some more world building and shit. It's fun watching an overpowered protagonist, and it's done right in a lot of anime. It's just Sword Art Online happens to be one where they didn't do it right, but it's still enjoyable. Now, lastly, the soundtrack. Sword Art Online has one of the best soundtracks in anime, just so fucking good. Genuinely, it's really, really good. Okay, so that's about all I have to say about Sword Art Online 7 years later. Originally, as I said before, I gave SAO a 9 out of 10 on my lmao, which I can't justify after rewatching it, so I'm going to drop Sword Art Online to 7, just like the number of years it's been since I last watched SAO. Okay, please like, subscribe, and comment. Please. This video was so agonizing to make. You have no idea how much I put into this. Please. 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 Okay, love y'all. Bye.